Hey there everyone, it's Brendan here, and welcome back to the Crypto 101 channel. And we've officially made it to the month of October, or for all you crypto holders out there, should I say, the month of Uptober. Because for many crypto participants, this has historically been one of the best performing months for Bitcoin. And what we're going to do in today's video is talk about what we can expect as we move into this last quarter of 2023. Now again, historically speaking, this has been one of the best months and even one of the best quarters for cryptocurrencies since 2014. So we're going to look at Bitcoin's past performances, get a little bit of an idea of what we can expect this time around and if it'll be any different. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you stick around for the entire length of this video, as there's going to be important information discussed the entire way through. Now, one of the first things that I want to do over here is go over to this study that we have from Barron's, where they state the obvious. They say, hey, October has been Bitcoin's best performing months since 2014, with only one exception being during the bear market of 2018. Now, if you weren't around during this, don't worry, we can take a look at a Bitcoin chart in just a second. But they also note that the average gain was around 19.5% for month-over-month returns of the month of October over the last 9 or so years. So this is coming from Barron's, a pretty reputable source. And if we go over and we actually take a look at the monthly returns of Bitcoin, we can see that a lot of these charts have plenty of red, but we look at the month of October and, they're pretty spot on. We look at some of these gains being 48, 31, 14, 48, 10, 28, 39, almost 40%. Even last year it was green during the bear market of around 5.5%. So that brings us to where we're at now in 2023. So again, October and even November have been pretty solid months for Bitcoin. November less so in recent years, but we know that there are historically, nice price movements when it comes to this last quarter, even the beginning segment of the New Year's when it comes to cryptocurrency. At least historically, that's when we've seen a lot of the bull markets happen. That's when we've seen a lot of kind of reversals happen as well. Even looking back to the start of this year in 2023, we saw that that's when Bitcoin kind of put in its market bottom or its cycle bottom, and a lot of other altcoins tended to do that as well. So we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart in just a second, but there's plenty of articles that are floating around out there talking about, hey, this could be the little short-term reversal, maybe even a long-term reversal that we've been waiting for over here. So if you are a part of the crypto community and you haven't heard of Uptober yet, this is definitely going to be one of those things to look into. And again, the basic concept here is just saying, hey, historically speaking, October is one of, if not the best performing month for Bitcoin, and hence a lot of cryptocurrencies, even the altcoin market, get the benefit off of this. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and move us over to the Bitcoin chart, because one of the things that we have been seeing here lately is Bitcoin dominance on the rise. And it's seeing a little bit of a fall today, but over the past couple of weeks, we have seen this sharp reversal in Bitcoin dominance. Even over the course of the last year, if we really want to zoom out here, we can see that all the way back at around September of 2022 is when Bitcoin dominance put in this low, and ever since then, it has been on the tear. Now, we've been talking about this quite a bit on the channel here, because I think it's going to be a really significant factor leading into this next bull cycle. So it's something that we're going to continue to talk about. It's something that we are going to continue to watch. But if you want our number one pick for Uptober, then all you have to do is go to the link below, click it. It's $3 for our number one Uptober pick. And that special sale is going to end on Thursday at midnight Pacific time, at 11:59 Pacific time. So if you want that and you want our number one pick for Uptober, check that out. If not, let's continue back with the video here. So going back to this idea of Bitcoin dominance, before these market cycles start, we typically have a sharp uptick in Bitcoin dominance before an alt season begins. And we've seen this, you go look at 2018, you look at even the bear market of 2019 and 2018, you look at the bull market of 2021, the bear market of 2022, you see the rise and fall of Bitcoin dominance as it often correlates with market cycles. So the fact that Bitcoin dominance is back on more of a long-term rise here is actually a really exciting thing, because that typically is one of the leading factors that brings us up into the point of that next market cycle where Bitcoin dominance almost always starts off really, really high. So if we go and we look back at the Bitcoin chart, or actually I think before we do that, we can go and look at something like ETH BTC, because this also shows just the current state of Bitcoin dominance, with ETH BTC being on this sharp downside move. Again, what it means is that Bitcoin is one of the top performers in the market. It doesn't mean that it's the only performer in the market. There's lots of other cryptocurrencies out there, like Maker's a great example. Chainlink has been crushing it lately. There are certainly lots of altcoins moving, but as the whole, Bitcoin dominance is remaining relatively strong here. And I'm kind of expecting that trend to continue for a little while longer. There's really no signs of it slowing down. So if we go and we look at the immediate price chart of Bitcoin, people are saying, well, how could this upside move make any sense, and where would Bitcoin be likely to go to? And to that, I would say we need to look at some of the previous support zones, some of the previous resistance zones, and also our major moving averages. So those three examples that I kind of want to talk about, and there's actually four, but the four main examples that I want to talk about in today's video is this 200-day moving average first, because that's the most immediate resistance level, saying, hey, Bitcoin needs to get back above the 200-day moving average, which is around $28,000. And just above that, there's another resistance closer to 29,000. Now, if Bitcoin is able to get through these two little resistance levels, I wouldn't say they're little, maybe medium-sized resistance levels, then it's going to be able to, fairly easily retest its yearly highs of around $31,000-ish, $32,000, which is going to be back up here. So if it can test these first resistance levels, those are going to be about 5-ish% away. The next major resistance level after the 200-day moving average is going to be about 17% away, around 31 to 32,000. And then if Bitcoin is able to break this, and if it's able to see some upside, then I think that it can easily go back to the mid to upper 30,000s. And from our current price, or even from like October start right around here, if we're looking for maybe like a 30% move on Bitcoin, and unfortunately my handy dandy tool isn't working, there we go. If we go back up to the mid to upper 30,000s, that would place us right around that 30 to 35% mark. And if we go back and we look historically at October, it's actually perfectly normal for us to see maybe anywhere from a 30 to 40% move on Bitcoin, if we go and look at its past returns. So in a situation where, maybe we aren't in this extended bear market, maybe we're looking at the potential beginning of a reversal period and looking at Bitcoin maybe making a 30 to 40% move, I think that mid to upper 30,000s is actually a pretty fair area to kind of look at in the long-term goal of Bitcoin, or maybe even the extended goal of Bitcoin, because this is also an area where, and I'm sorry if my chart is too small, this is also an area where we have some of these previous lows, some previous resistance level that we can kind of look back to as well. So I think this area makes a lot of sense. And, one of the things that I'm looking to as an upside target, if Bitcoin starts seeing a break of this resistance. Now, again, that is going to be a bit of an if scenario because it hasn't broken these resistances yet. But, if we do start seeing a breakout towards the upside, then those are the couple levels that I'm going to immediately be looking at. Now, to the downside, while we kind of are seeing volume fall off here in the short term, we are coming back to this 50-day moving average. And even below this, there's a really big support that people need to keep on their radar around $25,000. And historically, I say historically a lot in this video, but we are looking at the past for a lot of information here. And if we go and we look back at even June of this year, or even during August and September, 25K has been the main area of support where Bitcoin has been putting in its bottoming candles. And this is something that we've talked about in previous videos, but this was that big area of previous support turned into resistance not once but twice over here. and then now it's turned back into a newfound support level. So this has been one of those areas that for the last like year and a half, it has been like one of the main deciding factors of Bitcoin, of like, hey, where the tops and the bottoms going to be? We'll look at this 25K trend line. Are we above it? Then we're probably going to bounce. Are we below it? Then we're probably going to reject it. And it's been something that a lot of analysts have been watching very closely. So we don't take the 25K area with a grain of salt, because it has been a major playing in the price action of Bitcoin and where it tends to bounce and reject off of. And also, like, if it breaks, that adds in a whole nother scenario where there's going to be even more volatility thrown into the scene. So there are a couple of things that we're watching out for over here. You can rest assured that we are going to make sure that all of you stay updated with this. So as the markets progress, as Bitcoin continues to move around here, we're going to make sure that all of you stay updated. So I hope all of you guys are as excited about Uptober as we are over here. Again, if you want access to that deal, the special Uptober deal, you can go to the link in the description down below. You can check it out for $3. It's going to end on Thursday at 11:59 Pacific time, and I think a lot of you are going to enjoy it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'm going to see all of you in next week's video.